This is Genshin-kun, and welcome back to more Chaos Head. Yeah, sorry, like I said in one of my previous recordings, that's going to be uploaded tonight or early in the morning, had to deal with a lot of real life stuff. So anyway, we're back with more Chaos Head, so enough talking and back to the visual novels, shall we? And yeah, we invited this stalkerish person, and she recognizes this anime character back here. if I get the choice, I'm gonna choose the nightmare option or the terror option, whatever. There's the good option and there's the terror option. I'm gonna choose the terror since I've always been picking the good, dreamy sequence. So I want a nightmare. Excuse me. Let me just adjust myself so you can actually see me. Whoop. So now you can see me better. Her voice had grown lively. She wasn't just saying it to flatter me. How unexpected could this be of Yuha? He basically just called her the female equivalent of an otaku in Japan. Fujiyoshi. So, yeah. So, she simply liked anime. Hopefully you can see me. So yeah, I'm just going to turn this a bit so you might be able to see me a bit better. There you go. Sorry about that. Flustered, she bowed her head to me repeatedly. Anyway, it didn't feel so bad to have some praise. To have someone praise one of my wives. That was why I figured, why not be a little nicer to her? You have picked Sarah up and studied her seriously. Excuse me. He's getting way too into it. Yeah, if you guys, for people who have been watching this, if you guys don't remember, in one of the earlier recordings, episodes, he dropped one of the murder items. So one of the iron crosses is in his room on his floor. So this is not a good idea. Excuse me. Catching myself, I held my tongue. I realized that I said too much. You were getting way too into it, dude. Furthermore, going off like like that about a Bishojo figure, I had the feeling that I said some pretty dumbass stuff. I like about being able to cast off clothing and whether or not poses were sexy. I wanted to see what kind of face Yuho was making, but I didn't have the courage to look. She'd definitely be looking down at me as if I were something dirty. So as I desperately forced my face in some other direction, pulse racing. Yuho called out to me and I automatically turned in her direction. Far from wearing the scorn-filled expression I had feared she was. Something is very suspicious.
うん。そっちの棚に。
I was utterly confused because the U.S. was smiling as if she was really having fun. Her eyes sparkled even after she saw the shelf. I'm stuttering as bad as the main protagonist is. God. This is sorry about that. She saw the shelf filled with figures. To think that there existed a 3D girl who could see this kind of thing and not be repulsed. It was a big world out there or something along those lines. Art thou perhaps quite a fanatic? Excuse me. Nerd! Sorry about that. I burped. On @channels live broadcasts discussion board, people say here's God when he comes. @channels on Chaos Head too. How about that? You have faced me again as she answered, wearing a charming smile. To think that I'd be on the receiving end of a girl's smile, to think that such an eroge-esque conversation could exist in real life, and that I, myself, would be able to experience it. 3D girls, my sister included, usually smiled at me if they were making fun of me. I shouldn't forget Seroton's words to me. You mustn't trust in anyone. You mustn't listen to anyone. Yua suddenly began fidgeting. She faced downward and didn't try to meet my eyes. You only been talking in your room. Excuse me. Let me restate that. You've only been talking in your room for how long and you don't know each other's names? Now that she mentioned it, she introduced herself to me, but I hadn't reciprocated. Becoming oddly embarrassed, I ended up mumbling it.
私の方が年上さんですね。
Where is it? I picked the red one. Okay, let's hope something freaky happens. Oh geez, that moe phrasing of hers made me downright dizzy. Was Yuha the caring big sister type? She was real dangerous. Luring me in like this, she had to be a she had to be plotting something.
それで西条くんにお願いがあるんです。
A favor? Surely she didn't mean. Okay, what's going on?
私、あなたのことが好きなんです。
Yeah, that made me jump.
ずっと西条くんのことを見てました。
Yeah, dude, you're daydreaming.
もう見てるだけじゃ嫌なんです。
Uh-oh. Yua's face was bright red for some reason. After her sudden confusion, she began scrounging through her bag. It appeared that she was looking for something.
全部私のものにしたいんです。それでいろいろ考えて一番素敵な方法を思いついたんです。
Okay. What she finally pulled out was a brand new butcher knife, illuminated by the glow of the desk light. Its blade gleamed. My only option was to look at it dazedly. My thoughts couldn't keep up with such a sudden development. It was all I could do just to swallow the saliva in my mouth.
私、あなたが好きだから。好きすぎて、もう耐えられないから。
Yua closed her hand around the butcher's knife. Perhaps she was gripping it too tightly. Her fingers were turning white. Then she pointed the end of the blade straight at me. I somehow managed to convey my refusal by shaking my head like a child, saying no, but I thought it was too late for that to work for her.
あなたの肉とか、
Prepare for a bad end, folks. Bad ending.
骨とか、皮膚とか、内臓とか、脳とか、目玉とか、もちろんあなたの一番恥ずかしいところも全部食べてあげますね。
That's a creepy ass laugh. Raising a bizarre cry, you leapt at me. A dull impact, a sense of pressure. I looked down at my chest. The tip of the butcher knife had sunk into my body. Yua let out a sweet sigh by my ear. The knife piercing me dug into my flesh and bones. But I felt no pain. That was to be expected. After all, this was one of my delusions. And we're back. Terrifying Yandere girls are fucking terrifying. Though I'd imagine myself, it was scary enough to give me goosebumps. While I trembled all on my own, Yua fell grandly on her ass without any warning. She rubbed her butt, looking at it a bit as if she were about to cry.
すみません。CD を踏んづけちゃったみたいです。ケース割れたかも。本当にごめんなさい。私、きちんと片付けますから。
いいよ。
It's okay, so hurry up and go home. In any case, that was the favor she brought up earlier. Though I had told her not to, Yua began tidying up the trash and CDs scattered around her feet. Her expression was apologetic, that it made me start to feel like I was the one at fault.
じゃあ、足の踏み場だけでも、確保させてください。すいません。その後でお願い言いますから。
Pick more nightmare options, because they're a lot better. That and I probably don't have to edit them if they get too raunchy. As she cleaned briskly, Yua looked almost like my mother, doing whatever the heck she wanted without any thought for other people's extenuating circumstances. There we go. It was the perfect example of uncalled for meddling. At times like this, someone in my position should probably offer you my help. As we reached for the garbage, our hands touched. Ah, say as we gazed at each other, and the atmosphere would start to get kind of intimate. What kind of love comedy is this? I'm definitely not going to help out, okay? His hand, which had been neurotically repiling the mountain of magazines, stopped right then. Her back happened to be facing me, and I couldn't really see what she was holding on to the iron cross, you dummy.
気にしないでください。
She was getting remarkably flustered. How suspicious. Thinking about it more carefully, it was the same as if she were doing a search of my room. She might be trying to steal something. Maybe she thought that with so many figures I wouldn't notice one or two missing. But you got that wrong. See here, I know everything about my brides. I noticed right away if even a single one vanished.
フィギュアには触らないでね。
はい。いえ、違うんです。その村中の同人誌っていうんですか？それが落ちてまして。
Your eyes are creepy.
中身を見てみたら。
She's judging us. Brought you to Jinshi, an arrow one.
すごかったのでびっくりしました。
勝手に見ないでよ。
Let me guess, she actually found the cross and she's lying.
すいません。
Yua frantically began moving her hands again. Having managed to create just enough space to sit down, she turned back to face me.
それでさっき言ったお願いですけど。
Here it is. I sucked down my breath and instinctively braced
さ
myself.
っき言ったフィギュアの予約一緒に行ってもらえませんか？私そういうアニメショップみたいなところって今まで行ったことなくて。で、私なんだかすごくぶしつけなお願いしてますよね。すいません。私のせいで西条くんは怪我をしたのに。
I was in real danger here. This wasn't the kind of problem where I could answer her carelessly. In the first place, Yua and I had similar hobbies. She said she liked Sierra Town, and she acted really interested in what I had to say, and for an otaku like me, she was pretty easy to talk with, but this had to be a trap. Such an overly convenient arrow-esque development would never happen in real life. Don't be poisoned by the third dimension. Think, what on earth it was Yua's goal?
すいません。今のお願いは忘れてください。私、西条くんがいろいろ話してくれるのが、嬉しくて。
Yua bowed her head to me. Considering that 3D girls tend to be excessively pushy, she was showing unusual restraint. No girl this cute and with such good personality could possibly exist in reality. This was an act. Yes, it is. I think it is. Watch me reject you. I'll shut you down like a man. When Yua raised her head and I could see her eyes behind her glasses look damp. Could it be that she was crying because I hadn't said anything? I made her cry. Hey, give me a break. I'd only ever experienced such scenes of emotional carnage in games. I was incredibly agitated, plus I felt guilty. It's often said that the woman's tears can become weapons, but only now did I get a sense of the truth behind those words. Honestly, I had no idea what to do. I just got in a dither and made myself increasingly impatient. I'll go with you, I started to say, but I couldn't go through with it. What if after I said that, she told me like, don't take it seriously, stupid, what a creep. Trapped in the paranoia, I lost the ability to speak.
無理してくれなくていいです。私のわがままに西条くんを付き合わせるのは良くないですし。
Those are fake tears. Her eyes had grown even wetter than before. Droplets seemed ready to come overflowing from the corners of her eyes any moment now.
行くよ。
言ってもらえるんですか？
Helpless, I nodded. I couldn't think of any other way to make Yua stop crying. I had the feeling that I strolled right into her trap, but Yua let out a relieved breath, took off her glasses, and wiped her tears.
断られて当然だと思ってたのに。西条くん、ありがとうございます。
She was thanking me. It looked as though I had somehow managed to avoid making her cry for real. I was the one who felt like I had been saved. How had I ended up getting so cornered? Damn you, 3D girl. Lack of preparation was my greatest enemy.
行くとしたらいつがいいでしょう。
On top of that, where had her sorrowful expression gone? Now she looked thoroughly delighted. She might have been crying crocodile tears. Yep, after all, if so, there were some professional level acting
セイラ
skills.
さんの新しいフィギュアはもうすぐ発売なんですよね。
うん。きっとすぐに完売しちゃうだろうね。
Excuse me.
だったら早めに行った方が良さそう。明日とか。
According to my schedule for the week, tomorrow was certainly a school-going day. This week of all weeks, I had to go 3 times as a result, though next week I would only have to go twice. Tomorrow is looking to be a pretty depressing day. But if I told you, actually I'm not going, now that she'd gotten all excited about it, she might start crying again. Urgh. She had me wrapped around her little finger.
わかったよ。
I reluctantly gave my assent. You seem pleased. Making that face at me won't be enough to trick me, you know?
西条くんは何組？明日放課後に迎えに行きますよ。
She's trying to pull information out of you, dude.
B 組。
2年 B 組ですね。
Now she knows where you live, she knows your name, she knows where your school goes, and all she needs to know is, like, do you have family? And then she has all the information she needs. Wanting Yua to leave faster, I went on bobbing my head. Promising to hang out with a girl, this wasn't some kind of dream or delusion, was it? I pinched my cheek just in case it hurt.
じゃあ長い間お邪魔しちゃってすいませんでした。足、もし痛かったらお医者さんに行ってくださいね。
うん。
She's still seated on the sofa. I watched Yua go immediately before leaving the room. He would turn to give me a little wave.
西条くん、また明日。
And that's done.
また明日。しかも手を振ったりして。
My cheeks were naturally slipping into a smile as I hastily pulled my face back into place.
あの女絶対僕に惚れてる。間違いないね。
And you got a creepy laugh too, dude.
まあ、付き合うか付き合わないかは僕に選択肢があるわけだし、あの女を情け容赦なく振ってやるさ。
Sure.
お前は僕の女にふさわしくない。セイラよりいい女になって出直してこい。まあ、一生無理だけどな。何しろセイラは永遠の17歳だからな。みたいな。
Like any female could ever be finer than Sierra. I picked up the figure of her, rubbed it against my cheek. Sierra seemed happy.
おっと時間か。今のところテストに出るからな。ちゃんとノート書いておけよ。
Okay.
今日はここまで。
Okay. I think we'll end it here today. I hope you guys enjoyed Chaos Head. And until next time, sayonara.